Hello all you wizards and wizards out there, I'm Predection. It's time again for Nintendo to finally reveal the Direct. And this time for me again, this year, I'm going to try to review the most of the games that might gonna show up in Nintendo Direct and my kind of ideal and what they might do, because I did it last year and why not do it again this year. And I predicted most of the game last time I was correct. But this time I did a little bit more research and did a little bit more digging into it, and I kind of got some few ideas coming up. So first we'll talk about the Switch games coming out, then the 3DS, and after that will be the Wii U games coming out. Yes, even the Wii U have stopped selling, but still the games are still coming up for that console. So yeah. First game I want to talk about will be Switch console with Nintendo Switch, obviously the most popular selling console since the Wii, but still even greater than that. So anyways, so far the release games right now for the Switch on the 13th, the release date is pretty interesting. One game is called Mr. Swifty. If you saw the original indie kind of direct they did a long time ago when they released the first Switch, that's one of the games, the one with the stealth game, the one that he talked about, what the person talked about. So yeah, and it's right now you also can see it also in the eShop too. So you know about that game. So he talked about it. So coming out on the exact same day. And second game is very interesting called Jackbox Party. If you never heard of it, it's one of those games that requires you to have a phone, and it can you compare with with your friend with your phones, and it's like the Switch is like the computer monitor, but you need internet connection obviously to play this game. So you most of these kind of random mini games kind of combined with your phone. It's like multiple of them, and the game I think you saw for a lot of Twitch streamer play like Quick Last, kind of that game. Or a few other games I don't know too much 100% about, but that's one I know, guarantee Quick Class and Horror Party, like these kind of trivia questions. So it's very interesting that they did the Jackbox number 3, but yet not number 1 or 2 yet. So I'm kind of intrigued about it, figuring out that maybe it could be anything else might come up. Maybe they might, if they get popular number 3, maybe they might really be happy enough to get 2 at least, because so far I think 2 is the most popular one, I think, or the 1. I don't know which one, but I know the one called Drawful or 2 is one of the very popular, successful ones. So it's at least release that individually, I'll be happy too. But for now, I think they'll just doing a test right now. 3 is good enough, because they did reveal it maybe a month ago, saying that the company Jackbox is releasing it to the Switch. So I never thought it released it this early, but here it is. And the third game they have not talked about, I don't think. I think they did talk about it also again in the Indie Direct, called Wonder Boy: The Dragon Trap. It's like a 2D platformer game mostly. It's mostly by apparently you became apparently a dragon kind of person, kind of cartoon. How can I describe it? A 2D platformer where I suppose the storyline is about apparently like a dragon maid turning a boy into a half dragon, half lizard, half human, and she's trying to get back to normal, so it beat these dragons kind of stuff, and that's mostly I know of it and still a trade off. And yeah, it's just so far how cartoon is. It's another kind of game that it's supposedly like it's how the description says hand drawn on that stuff, animated, so it's kind of colorful, how I describe it in my taste. So it's kind of different how compared to other games. It's usually more of a animation focused on Breath of the Wild, not like hand drawn like that way. Whole game is based on like hand drawn. Like I played another game called Dragon, a Tail Dragon from Steam. It's kind of the same concept, but I think this one's a lot more battle style, better than the other game. So that's also coming up on the 18th. So if I check the calendar, it's on 18th will be on next week on Tuesday. So I don't know. They might be like these games. They briefly talk about it. So yeah. So also one other thing I want to say that if you see anything of these upcoming games, look at the Nintendo store. The Nintendo.com/game. I leave a description about it, so you can look at all the games that's coming up on date and all that stuff. So next one I want to talk about is the Puyo Puyo Tetris. That's coming out the next supposedly after that game on the 25th. So 3 days before the Deluxe of Mario. And that game is, the one where it's mostly the game explaining style, pull your player and Tetris together. 4 people if you like, or 8 people, I think it was. Or I think 4 people max. And you can play with your 2 Joy-Cons and the Pro Controller, make it 3 if you want to take it that way. So it's a very simple game, obviously. It's kind of like the title script describes itself, how it is. You can play with the Puyo Puyo game or the Tetris. We do haven't played with either one of them, but played Dr. Robotic Amoeba scene, so it's kind of similar to that for Puyo Puyo and Tetris people who ever played it. It's just Tetris. So yeah. And I guarantee Nintendo Direct, they're gonna simply just gonna again briefly talk about it again. Maybe it's not gonna be, I guarantee it's not gonna be too long. They're gonna give you like a trailer about it, how it is. Again, it's the exact same thing from the video again they saved up and just play it again, and that's mostly it. And just a quick brief about it. And next game after that will be the Deluxe. And I guarantee they're gonna go like again, to me my prediction will be they might go into it but not too much due to the fact that they already kinda did in a way. So I guarantee they might, if the Nintendo Direct is at least again, if it's gonna be at least half, I would say maybe 25 minutes, they might take about 3 minutes about it. They might describe how wonderful thing or the new aspect of it, but they're not gonna reveal too much, you know what I mean, because it's kind of been revealed too much. Or the characters unlocked, the purple effect or the boost, and the 2 new items, so they kind of read already a lot anyway, so they don't have to read too much, so they're saving it for the best part. And another game I want to talk about is ARMS. That's the one, another one game to people, we're going to be a lot of people talking about too, due to the fact that it's about to be a spring sale. And spring. If you get a joke, there's a character named Spring Man, and So anyways, so my guess will be, I say it will be, so I would say maybe end of like in one video from GameXplain, also in the description below how they try to predict it. They might say like end of May, or it could be early July or early June. But I guess it will be delayed. I guarantee it had to come a little bit. I guarantee it might surprise us, say, or it could be in the early May section. That's my guess. Because that game is going to be very hit and popular, and even with Deluxe, I guess the problem with Deluxe is it's not really new too much. I mean, I feel that Wii U, we would have played that Mario Kart, and just the only thing Deluxe is making it just more characters, just few extra characters, few more new items, and that's it mostly. It's not really in the battle mode. It wasn't interesting at first, but this made it slightly better, and that's mostly it. So furthermore, now it's free to play this everywhere, so it's not the it's not like newest new thing. So it's just more like a remake and finally upgraded it. They could just done the Wii U, since Wii U wasn't selling much. This is kind of the second chance to do it, but this game was popular. They could just went to a 9 if they wanted to, really, but they didn't. So I don't know, it's a good thing or bad thing, but still, maybe this is a step for if they make 9 eventually. They might make it like 2 items, or maybe go back to double dash 2 characters, but I doubted that one. Or even more special, 4 people in one car kind of way. It'd be hilarious, but it is something else, tricycle. So yeah, like I said, they're gonna briefly talk about it. So then another game I'm gonna talk about when you go back to is ARM again. Yes, they already reviewed the 5 characters. They've been straight about it. They let people play it on doing the Switch days, for the previews. It's a lot of characters, but I guarantee one thing I'm sure is that it can't just be 5 characters. I guarantee they're gonna have a lot of DLC characters they're done. So it can be gonna be a lot of few more characters coming up. Something I have to guarantee on. Because it's 5 characters every single time, that'll be boring. It'll be like the Pokemon tournament if you play that game from the Wii, or at least know about it. They're gonna add a few new characters, maybe sorted by sorted, maybe every month at least one new character, and they're gonna be some kind of make sense kind of character and try to balance it out slowly. But I guarantee ARMS will be very popular. Because how people who have played it is very fond of it, and I guarantee if people love the reboxing, they will love this game too. So because I guarantee them this might go tournament style too if they wanted to, because this is kind of where Nintendo wanted to make a tournament. And speaking of tournament, Ultimate Street Fighters Challenge 2, Ultimate Street Fighters 2, the Ultimate Challenger, or Final Challenger, coming out too on the May 26th. So another indie game. So it's not like another new one, but just there. And another one is another interesting people have stopped talking about is Sonic Mania, the 2D one that everyone be hyped about. and that's supposed to be 2017 sale, and so far we don't know too much information about it, except the other game Sonic 4, so that's not coming out until like 2018. So Sonic Mania is the first focus right now, and it's supposed to be spring. So my guess will be maybe again it will be another May sale, maybe same time with Street Fighters, because they love to kind of combine a few games together, like indie games together in a tight spot. So that's one thing they can do. So ARMS will be early, Sonic Mania will be a little bit in the middle, and the Street Fighter could be a little bit the last. And two other games is RIM and Shakedown Hawaii. The Shakedown Hawaii is a upgraded version of the other game you play called Retro Shooting Game. One kind of like the one they try to make the retro Grand Theft Auto kind of way game. If you ever played it, but I played that. I was pretty fond of it. This character, and they made it with color this time, so just using this blood, test colors. So it to me looks Woody. It looks like a Woody does a retro game that should be more is finished compared to the first one. It was a test. It was still fun, but just just I don't know. I just liked a little bit more color they want to do, because the game cost like $15 for that kind of colors. 2017 graphic and all that stuff. For just even for jet retro. I mean, it wanted that Super Night color kind of color, not weird color, so I'm kind of excited about that game too coming out. It's supposed to be on quarter 2 2017 instead of Nintendo.com, meaning that we already are in quarter 2, meaning spring. So I'm not surprised I can do the end of May. That one is the end of May. It's just like Street Fighters too. And RIM, don't know too much about it, but my guess with this game will be, because they haven't really revealed too much of RIM, so I can't. If they really want to release it, I guarantee they might release it on summer. They're gonna delay it to summer, because it doesn't say any detail about it unless they really want to release it early. And indie games are not dependable early or not. So direct, I would say they're gonna just briefly overgo these indie games. These kind of $15 games sometimes or something like that. Usually the indie game, they usually go really quick, like a rapid fire. Some might just be like honorable mentioned, most of the kind of way. We just go rapid fire. Here's a new game coming up. Here it is. Here's the trailer. Okay, next game. Here's the trailer. Next game. Kind of that way. But yeah, they have it all to cover if they're gonna do these 3 consoles. So like I'm doing right now, I'm kind of going over 12 minutes already, just talking about for the Switch. And last two games I talk about more likely to happen would be Turbo Seed and especially Splatoon 2. Splatoon 2, again, they're gonna have a lot more detail again. Not too much detail, but like GameXplain said, they might do a review on a release date. And I've been thinking about it should be more like about mid-June, my guess at least, because some vacation is gonna happen for kids, and kids want to play this game before summer vacation ends. If they do it August, that's the biggest disappointment they're gonna do, because school starts early for everyone from now on, this year or next year, what you're gonna call it. And that's the worst time to do it if they do it after E3. That's a problem, because this is so Splatoon 2 is more like a summer game, of course, because of inkness or water, I'm gonna call it. It's like one of those games that you want to play over the summer. You want to rank those up. But if you do it after doing it in school, now it's just a little bit like a big bad decision for Nintendo to do. So this game have to be before August. It have to, because some vacation is shorter this year for them. So they have to agree. After my best bet for this direct, I say it'd be somewhere around maybe early July and June at least, or mid at least, my guess. Because if they don't do at least during that time at least, they're just screwing over a lot of kids. And Nintendo is a company for for family of all ages, meaning that if it's just gonna be for if you do August, that means it's gonna be for all the people just maybe coming back from vacation trying to get the game, yes, but some schools schools are starting again for next year and all that stuff, and Nintendo's really missing the action right there. People rejoining. Perfect time to get the game. So that's what I'll say. That's what I say. And direct, I get it. My only thing to do is just review it and more about it. And that's mostly it. And so the release date, tease more teaser what they're gonna do, what's more new thing they're gonna do, the new story mode, all that stuff. So yeah, and a few honorable mentions I really want to talk about will be maybe I'd say a game called Steep, maybe, or Fire Emblem Warriors. Another indie game called Flipping Death that's been revealed, and one more other one would maybe Minecraft too. Those are the few honorable mentions I want to say about other games that could be possible. Other than that, more other indie games will be still later on. So don't know anything else on that. So that's usually they're gonna do, and other than that, they're just gonna save it for the E3 and after that PAX Prime. So I don't know what's gonna other than that, because usually E3 is if they for the summer, then after that PAX Prime for the winter sale and that stuff. And Nintendo will do one more direct during the holiday one. What kind of games coming up and what to be excited about. So that's the lineup for the Nintendo Switch. So again, if you want to see all these these simple these dates, I'll link the description about the Nintendo.com and show you all the games and show you all the game, what release dates and to be determined and all that stuff. So that's, I'm just telling you what my guess and prediction what's gonna happen on the direct on Wednesday, the April 13th. So now let's move on to 3DS. So 3DS is few games, but not really much mentioned. Like it's gonna go rapid fire game for the 3DS mostly. Pikmin 3 could be another one. Could be just gonna be a game that might be a summer sale, as my guess too, for people who owns it. I can't think about it. Maybe spring, but with the Switch and all, like I said, they're trying to figure out who have the Switch or who doesn't still, because I know there's a lot of people who doesn't still have the Switch and desperately want it, but usually who doesn't have it, go for the 3DS game they want. So Fire Emblem Echo would be the first one that might be mentioned for the 3DS title, because that's one of the Fire Emblem is a really popular game, and they were first party game, and they usually try to talk a lot about it, usually or most of the time. So that was another one. I would say 3 minutes they try to do detailed again, and after that story again until they release date, they're gonna start reviewing characters. Because I'm saying that because there's also the amiibos coming out with that game, so, and they also have a limited edition version on the exact same day, so I don't know too much about it. I don't play too much Fire Emblem, so I'm not 100% sure what's going on. But usually how it's a big first title games, usually they try to go in detail, and after that they try to make you get hyped for that game and wait to wait for it. And there's a few other games coming out also on the 13th too. The Astro King Bingo Collection 15, Pick Colors, Scoops and Bird. Those are the 5 games coming out for the exact same day on Wednesday. So they're gonna do another kind of like a rapid fire on those games, and these games are gonna be released today, so you can get it now. Okay, a few other games is pretty sure might be mentioned would be Don't Crash Go and the Mama's Cooking. So, those are just gonna be talked quickly as sort of trailer, and that's it. So, but a few honorable mention will be Rainbow Pocket, supposed to be in Q1, but yet I don't think they released it. I do not know. And there's also another game called Ever Oasis. Not been too much mentioned. They might maybe finally talk about it. And World Generation, Urban Trial Freestyle 2, and Antipole DX. So far, that's all still been to be determined. So they might try to at least review at least some point. At least they're just gonna show a quick trailer, and they might say like this time this game gonna be summer, or this is so now the release date, but just gonna tell you when, at least what kind of season it will be, summer sale or winter. So yeah, that's for the 3DS. It's not much coming up, but it's coming. Most people are gonna be expect for the Fire Emblem though. For the Wii U, last one, there's really not much either too, but only games coming out so far is revealed is only the Pixelplex colors, and every other game mostly still be to be determined. So we don't know first, but one game I know might come out pretty soon because it's a game called Use Your Words. it's kind of like another like Jackbox game. Kind of like one should be in there, but it's not. But it's kind of like a similar concept, you know, having your friends play the game. Because they're released on Steam already, so it's shouldn't be too long before they release it on the Wii U. So, and other games are coming up. Saying is Absolute Unstoppable Mine Run, Booty Diver, Drop Your Block Paradise, Swap Blocks, High Jumps, and World of the West. So those are the other kind of third-party games and do not so far doesn't have any release dates. So if I had to do the ratio of the 3 games, 3 consoles, Wii U I think you get the best estimate maybe about, I'd say 5 minute max for the older games so far. It's been to be determined. I'd say maybe 6-7 minutes. No, I can't say that either. Maybe 5 minutes too again for the 3DS too, because I don't do too much game either. So that's 10 already right there, and the rest of it could be 15 minutes for the Wii U. I mean, not the Wii U, but the Switch coming out. More the games coming out. And I guarantee you Nintendo's still holding back a few other secrets they have not been revealed yet, and even for the website and other places too. And only people who knows about it, usually about other people. And one thing still I remember from another video from GameXplain saying about the 2 or 3 amiibo character from Smash Bros. Bayonetta and Caroline, and we're still waiting on it, and they still have not said a word about it. It said released in 2017 or somewhere, but only people have been speculating that it's gonna come for, you know, the Super Smash Bros. Series will come to the Switch, and I'm not gonna be surprised. They're gonna have a special deluxe version where you unlock every single character too, just like the Mario Kart Deluxe, called the Super Smash Bros. I don't know, Deluxe too. They're gonna call that Deluxe, or maybe finally called Super Smash Bros. I don't know. I'm not surprised it's called Super. Because sometimes Nintendo's not really the most creative name of adding additional words. Sometimes they are, but sometimes they're not. So that's the most of the scenario case I'm thinking of, is they might do that. So that's right, about 26 minutes of Nintendo might do, because last time I remember from last year, I think they did 24 minutes, 25 minutes tops. I say they did, so I won't be surprised. That's kind of these kind of games. But one thing a few things I want to add extra is that they might talk about finally about the Breath of the Wild, you know, DLC too. The one from season, at least from the, you know, there's 2 seasons gonna come out for Breath of the Wild. Season 1 is coming out in the summer, so they might finally review or at least talk about it. What's coming up? What's gonna be exciting about whoever got the DLC pack for season 1, or at least for it. So it's a perfect time to review it, especially in the direct. So they might try to do, I don't know, they might try to do that last, or they might try to do that first. Second one is Snipperclips. That's a game that's been very popular all over the world. So I'm not surprised they're gonna do a free DLC pack or something like that for whoever got that game. I am not surprised they don't do that, because something Nintendo missing out right now is, you know, giving more stuff for this, especially for, you know, Snipperclips. They used to do like a, you know, you can say like a monthly updates and about these new, you know, add-on, because it can't just be like, you know, this $15 game, just, you know, just be, you know, in a few mini game and that's it. And I mean, they should add always more content, or maybe you'll create your own content soon. They have to do the sales thing like in Mario Maker. They have to do something like that. They have to keep that, you know, keep that game alive, because that's a really popular game. Everyone owns it, and that's a perfect opportunity to make sure they have it, you know, available. Another one I talk about one in case of DLC is the 1-2 Switch. A $50 game people are complaining about for this 24 mini game. So Nintendo has another thing is to wish to make it, you know, make it a little bit higher charges after this game about free DLCs, maybe every seasons, every single time. I say for that, at least the rest of the year at least. For example, for the summer at least, they should give out a new one, like, you know, kind of swimming contest, the paddle, you know what I mean? Using a controller to swim, cross, or play, you know, play some summer game like volleyball kind of stuff. Add something like maybe like add at least 5 new games every season at least. That's you do to make that game at least more worth it, better than, you know, making a $50 game not worth it. In a way, at least they give a few free DLCs. And winter, you know, it could be snowboarding, you know, to make sure, or the Olympic Games, you know, kind of that kind of stuff, anything, but it's possible. And there's a ton of games that, I can think of right now, top of my head. I can make a whole video about it if I want to, but it's your call if you want to make a video about it, what kind of games possible and you can wish, and tell me in the comments too, what kind of game you could be wishing for a 1-2 Switch that could be possible, because they made a lot of games. So, and 1-2 Switch is no different from a mini game for like a little bit like Mario Party or the Mario kind of games, Mario sports games. So they can do one for horseback, maybe if you jump in if you hear the horse noise, kind of that stuff. In a way, I don't know, they have a lot of potential with the controllers, so. Or maybe some single player games too, like Baby. I guarantee a lot of people hate that game, but still, it's a 1-player game, and they might try to include more of those too if you wanted to. But that's just a very, very, crossing your finger kind of point, because it's more likely not gonna happen, but it could happen. So I think that's all the game I need to talk about. That's just officially thing I can think about all the games. So if I miss out any kind of game, anything I missed out on, I don't know if I'm gonna find out in the Nintendo.com website and all the other sources I found, please tell me in the comments below what kind of game you anxious for, you want, right? And like really soon, at least in spring or before or summer vacation, at least during summer. So please tell me in the comments below, and hit the like button for the for preparation, crossing your fingers, both hands, maybe, and using 2 fingers across 2 fingers, make it full crossing if you need to. So you get get your games early, like Splatoon 2, cross the finger. That's so really tight. Make sure that comes at least early summer, not try to make it delayed until later on. So we don't know, because Nintendo don't have the release date and just waiting for that day to come. So that's why I say cross 4 fingers, make sure it's early at least for for the people, for the kids who want to play this game, and not just adults. Because I'm not saying if I even could include adults too, saying that because you could, if you do summer vacation, it's a perfect time to do it. If kids want to go to the have to go to different countries or different states and rather ride a plane and go. At least certain airport they might ban electronics, but most airplane they allow it. So entertainment for the kids at least, or a road trip if you need to go for other state. If you're in the USA or if you're in Europe, same thing. If if you take a train ride while waiting or all that stuff. It doesn't matter where you are, you're gonna travel everywhere during, especially summer. And if we're gonna go maybe visiting families, shouldn't be a wrong ride or going places just because. So kids need entertainment, or adults too. If you're bored in a plane ride, or just waiting for the plane, or a cab, or any kind of transportation. So people need entertainment, and this is the perfect time to do it before it's too late while they're traveling. I know the Splatoon 2, requires internet connection, switching game, but to do online matches, especially by the store, I've stored the mode to play at least, or maybe to finally add AIs at least, or something just for by yourself if you need to. But that's a little bit of store, I doubt on that. So yeah, I think I'm gonna end off here now. So again, please tell me what kind of game you're waiting for, and what kind of thing you're really interested in, because I really want to know. Because I'll comment on it. For at least for the week, first week release of this video, and comment on it and see what kind of your idea, your opinion, what you think might happen, the whole Nintendo Direct ideas. I'm gonna be surprised, you're gonna be bored if my prediction is correct again, at least about somewhere around in a 60% margin, because I want to be at least that right at least. You know what I mean? So my prediction will be 15 minutes or at least about Switch, at least 5 minutes on the Wii U and 5 minutes on the 3DS, so that makes it 25 right there. So if I'm correct, please, sub to my channel to promote, to prove that I was right, at least somewhere in a way. So I feel at least feel good, something in my life, at least feel good. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time. See ya.